you guys, how are you doing? I am Adete and I am in my 30th year on this planet. And while my birthday was in January, these past 10-11 months, I have been thinking a lot about all the stuff that I did in my 20s and the lessons I learned along the way. And this is a video about that. Here are 20 things I wish I knew at 20. Your 20s are not the rest of your life. In fact, the rest of your life will probably look wildly different from how it is at 20. At 20, I was, of course, broke because I was not making any money. I had planned to become a journalist. And right now, what I am doing with my life is so radically different that I can't even imagine thinking that way now. So if you are in that space, take a chill pill, take it slow. You don't know how life is going to pan out. It's okay to let people go. Friendships and relationships will fizzle out as you grow and as you turn into a different person, as they turn into different people. And that's absolutely all right. As somebody who used to change friends every 2 years because we were in the army and we had to shift schools every 2 years, I used to be so bothered by the fact that I don't have long-term friends, people who've been friends with me for decades, 2 decades. But now I realize that you don't have to be friends with somebody just because you've been friends with them for a really long time. Learn from people, but don't put them on a pedestal. And as young adults, we have a tendency to do that. We have a tendency to look up to people and then put them on this pedestal thinking that they are doing everything right. Nobody is doing everything right in their life. And that is one of the biggest learnings that I have taken from my last 30 years on this planet. Everybody makes mistakes, and the moment that you start putting them on a pedestal, you take away that right from them of making a mistake and you resent them for making mistakes, which is not the best way to live. Your purpose is not something that you find, it's something that you choose and something that you choose to build upon. And as you go through life, your purpose will keep changing. So don't waste your time, energy, and attention trying to find one singular purpose. Our purpose evolves with us. Figure out what you're passionate about in the moment, go after it with all you have, and once that fizzles out, move on to the next thing. Learn to foster relationships. This is one of the most important things that you can do for yourself and for the people around you. Most of us understand relationships from the point of view of what we have seen in our homes growing up, like our parents, maybe our relatives, maybe close friends. But that's a very small view of what relationships can look like. And most of us never work on making our relationships healthier. But in the past 4-5 years, I have realized how much of a difference working on your relationships can make to your life and to other people's life around you. Because we all are communal beings, we live in harmony, and it's very important to learn how to live in harmony so that we can all grow together. Learn to manage your emotions. This is literally a superpower. If you can build discipline, continue to do the work that you want to do without letting your emotions hamper it or get in the way, you are bound on a path of success, guaranteed. This, by the way, does not mean that you should suppress your emotions. Feel your feelings, but learn how to manage them so that they don't hamper the quality of your life. Learn how to manage your money. This is not taught anywhere. I am hoping that the situation is currently changing and the schools are bringing in a little bit of finance knowledge. But back in our day, there was nothing about money management in anything. And I've studied commerce, by the way. And as a result, I was really bad with my money up until 26, 27 even. It's only recently that I have understood how to manage it better, and that has completely changed my confidence in myself, and that has also completely changed the way I approach making money. Make reading a habit. Now, I was a voracious reader as a kid. I used to love reading. Then around 2010-11ish, I found a mentor who actually completely opposed reading, and I stopped reading as a result. And I think I lost out on so much knowledge and understanding about the world as a result. Again, I got back to it because I enjoy reading generally, but what really helped was making it more accessible than ever. Online, iPad, Kindle, books, anything. The purpose is just to read. The only person that needs to believe in you is you. Often we attach a lot of our self-worth to external validations, to what other people think of us, to what our parents think of us, to what our friends think of us. And that is natural, it comes naturally, but in the end, none of their approval matters if you don't approve of yourself. If you don't think highly of yourself, it will not matter what others think of you. Give yourself approval, give yourself permission to do things, to go after things, instead of looking for validation outside. Write things down. This is hands down one of the favorite habits that I have developed in my life. Anything that bothers me, write it down. Anything that I need to remember, write it down. Anything that I need to convey to someone, write it down. It helps so much with clarity of thought, with not forgetting things, with not cluttering your brain with useless information. Helps with peace of mind, helps you stay calm, composed, collected, and also helps you understand how your thoughts have progressed. Best thing ever. Ask yourself tough questions and then actively seek the answers to them. I have only recently started doing it, like 2-3 years ago probably, and there are certain questions that I've asked myself and then, tried to answer that have completely changed the trajectory and that have completely changed the direction of my life. I actually made a video about it, 5 questions that changed my life completely in 1 year. So you can check it out. But asking yourself tough questions is a beautiful form of self-care and self-love because it helps you make those tough decisions that you otherwise shy away from. Don't half-ass things, but also don't run after perfectionism. Finding a sweet spot is the answer. Back in the day, I used to be a massive perfectionist. I still am to quite an extent, but I have learned how to balance things out. So earlier, all of this perfectionist tendencies used to come out in every small little detail. So if I am working, everything has to be perfect. If I'm cooking, everything has to be perfect. If I am decorating my room, everything has to be perfect. What that ended up doing was leading to a lot of burnout really, really quickly. Now I have begun to understand that when it comes to doing something, I can give it my 100%, but that does not have to mean that this needs to be perfect. What I need to focus on is giving my entire effort, but not running after making it look or feel perfect. That's my sweet spot. Try and figure out what's yours. Ask, don't assume it will solve 90% of your problems, because 90% of our problems are caused as a result of miscommunication. We make up scenarios in our head based on past experiences that we have had, maybe past interactions that we have had. We might think that somebody else means something while they mean something else. So, as a rule of thumb, if ever you have a doubt in your head about something somebody has done or said, ask them. It'll make life a hell of a lot easier. Remember that you are always in control of your reactions. We are not always in control of our situations, but we are always in control of our reactions. How we react to the situation is up to us. And from the earlier point, if we have learned to manage our emotions, we can actually control our reactions and have a better response to any given situation, any given day. It's always better to ask for forgiveness than to ask for permission. And I live by this rule. Ever since I became an adult and I started making my own money, I have not asked permission to take a decision, and it has been one of the most liberating experiences of my life. I wish that I knew this at 20. I wish that I knew that this could be something that I would go ahead and achieve at one point in life, because I have always been such an advocate of personal freedom, freedom of choice and personal space. But growing up, we didn't have a lot of that, and that really, really impacted my mental health. So financial independence came first, obviously, but then after that, this came, and I have never looked back. And I think I would have loved to know that this was a possibility at 20. Focus on taking action. We dream of doing a lot of things, but the only ones that come to fruition are the ones that we act on. And I realized this after wanting to become a painter or an artist for the better half of my 20s. and then getting frustrated because I was never becoming a painter. And the problem was that I wasn't really painting. Then I wanted to become a creator, and I was really frustrated that I wasn't becoming a creator while I was not really putting in all of that effort into creating content on a consistent basis. The moment that I started doing that, actually, things changed, turned around for the better. Learn to listen to the small but mighty voice inside of you, which is your intuition. Often we go through life listening to other people, letting other people's opinions, thoughts, actions influence our own decision making rather than relying on our instincts, rather than relying on our intuition. And over a period of time, when we stop listening to it, it stops coming up altogether. But honing your intuition, taking small active measures to actually understand what your first instinct, what your instinctual response to something is, builds it up, makes it stronger, and allows you to take better decisions in life throughout. Be open to and seek out new experiences. Some of the best things that have ever happened in my life are a result of me saying yes to things that I didn't know how they were going to pan out. Saying yes to professional gigs, to traveling experiences, to making new friends, to going on adventures with new friends. And all of them have made me the person that I am today. If you told me, the 20-year-old college me, that this was a possibility, I probably wouldn't have believed you. I was a very sheltered, sehmi, sui mui kind of girl, very into books. Total nerd at heart. I'm still a total nerd at heart. But I think the experiences have changed me for the better. Be more trusting. And this is coming from somebody who does not trust people easily at all. But what I've learned in the past decade or so is that most people are good at heart, and if given a chance, they will do good by you and for others as well. But because of the mistrust in ourselves, we often fail to give people that chance, and that not only robs us of experiencing the good in them, but also robs them of doing the good that they are capable of. And I have been practicing trusting people more, and it's been working out wonderfully so far. And finally, play the long game. Most things in life compound over time. Your skills, your personality, your habits, everything. And if you're working towards them in the right direction, every tiny step matters. So if something is not happening for you right now, doesn't mean it never will. When you're working towards achieving a goal, patience is a very underrated skill that you need to develop. Once you understand that this is for the long haul, it changes the game completely. So those were the 20 things that I wish I knew at 20. If you are 20 or in your 20s, comment below which of these resonated the most with you. If you are in your 30s or 40s, or if you've crossed that decade of 20s, comment below with a piece of advice for your 20-year-old self or for any 20-year-olds who are reading. And with that, have a wonderful rest of the week. I will see you guys on Sunday. Bye.